I got to be honest, as I'm recording this video, I'm really wishing I had saved the double dose of good news title. I really wish I had saved it because the Lions did get a double dose of good news. It's not about new players. It's not about the draft. It's not about undrafted free agents. It's not about all these players we don't have any clue about. It's about a couple of in-house names. One that is a superstar and the other one that we're hoping never has to see the field, but is a very important position on a football team. So we're going to talk about both of those guys. The Lions got really good news at the right time, and we're going to get into that. Before we do that, hey, my name's Craig. Me and my buddy Chris started this channel. It has to be over 4 years ago now. And, man, we have just had a blast talking Detroit Lions football every single day and talking about it with you guys. Now, something we had done for a couple years is we had Pistons content on here. Well, you guys want to see that? Just give me an honest yes or no. You can keep it real simple in the comments. Yup, nope. Just let me know any interest in Pistons stuff as the Pistons are coming back to relevancy. People were not showing up to watch Pistons videos. All right, let's talk about some of the good news that we're getting. Number one is Kelvin Shepard, our new defensive coordinator, talking about our guy, our best defensive player. Honestly, what is arguably the best defensive player in the NFL. Yes, he is a Detroit Lion, and that's Aiden Hutchinson, and he's talking about how well he has been doing. He gave the media some insight into the reintegration of Aiden Hutchinson, getting him in the mix, and he got to see him on the field a little bit earlier, and here's what he had to say. He said there's not a more resilient, mentally tough guy that type of injury during that type of season that he was on course of having could have happened to. He's the most energetic guy on the field. And here's what I love. He said that Hutch is back. It's very interesting. We all know about what it was. He got hurt in week 6 against the Cowboys. We know that. But here's the deal. Shepard said he checked in with Hutch during drills on Thursday after seeing how well he looked. Shep said, I said, Hutch, you know how I know you're back? He's like, how? Shepard said. So here we have this kind of fun interaction where Shep's walking back to Hutch. You know how I know you're back, man? I'm sure he's pumped up. And he said, because you're touching the ground when you run that loop. We've seen video of Hutchinson, usually around midfield, and he's running the loop, and he's doing this. He said that's that little thing he does, like he's some supernatural cat, which he is. And so we have this supernatural guy that is getting his leg healthy enough that he's feeling supernatural again. So why is this the perfect news at the perfect time? That's what the title says. Why isn't it just the Lions got good news, Hutch is recovering well from injury? And I could put that as a video title. I could just say to you guys, oh, Aiden Hutchinson making great recovery. Nobody watch it. But here's what I do know, and here's what is important. It is May. All right? As JT would say, it's going to be May. All right? It's May. And we're worried about Hutch being 100% by September. You hear from different doctors. You got Twitter doctors. You got real doctors. You got interviews. You have some doctors who are saying, yeah, he broke his tib and fib and he'll be back and it should be a 9-month total recovery and he should be back to 100%. You have other doctors that are saying, yeah, he'll be back for the season, no doubt, but he's not going to be 100% ever again. And then you have other doctors who are like, he'll be back for the season, but it won't be till the year after that he's looking like himself again. So if we're in May and he's participating in drills and he's participating and he's working out by the team and the defensive coordinator is going out and saying how good he looks, that tells me that in 4 months' time, when the season actually begins, or in 2.5 months' time, when training camp begins, he's going to be well enough that he will be immediately back to that ultimate competitor, ultimate playing. And what we need from him, if he is back to 90% to 95% of what Hutch was before, if he is a 10 to 12 sack guy this year, he doesn't even need to be a 15 to 20 sack guy. I know that's a lot to ask for, but if he's that 10 to 12 to 15 range, he's a double-digit sack guy. it transforms what this defense does. It completely transforms what this defense does. We got by without even a double-digit sack guy at all last year. After Hutch was gone, we didn't even have a guy that would have touched double digits. Zadarius Smith, if he had played the whole year for us, may have had 7. So it's one of those things where it completely changes things, but it creates one-on-one matchups for all the rest of the linemen. So it's really good news at the right time, but that wasn't the only one. Another guy who was able to talk to the media was quarterbacks coach Mark Brunell. By the way, I loved watching Mark Brunell when he played for the Jags. Is there something about watching a lefty sling a football? Isn't it great? And he went to talk about everybody's favorite question, which is Hendon Hooker. What is going to happen with Hendon Hooker? All right? We know it's going to be a big year for him. And here's what Mark Brunell had to say. Every year, he is just going to get better. And by the way, the first quote's not as good as the second one. But here's what I love what he said. He said, we've already seen it in just the couple of weeks that we've been on the field. He's throwing the ball better. His footwork is better. He understands the concepts. This has been really good for him, Brunell said last week. So Hendon Hooker has for the first time, and by the way, you want to know what something crazy is? All right? By the time next season's playoffs roll around, Hooker will be 28. He's 27 years old. I don't think most of us realize that. All right? I thought he was 26. He's older. But as Brunell said, he is a puppy entering his 3rd NFL season, and his first NFL season was almost a wash. So he went on to say a couple things. He went on to say, and as we go, the kid, because he's a football puppy, he may be almost 28 years old, 27, all right? But he's a kid in the game of football. Because of his focus and his attitude and his work ethic, he's naturally just going to become a better quarterback. When he gets out there in preseason, I imagine he's going to get a lot of reps, and you'll see a better version of him than you did last year. I'm excited about that. I'm really pleased with Hendon. Now, could this be lip service? Maybe. But he hasn't done it yet. I mean, this is entering year 3 with Hendon Hooker, and nobody has come out and talked about how well he's doing or how pleased they are with Hendon Hooker. It's just people, almost nothing, right? And now it made me think about how, you know what else is awesome? Hendon Hooker, we have the Hall of Fame game. So we are one of 2 NFL teams, I believe, don't quote me on that, but I know we're one of 2 teams that are playing the Hall of Fame game that get 4 preseason games. 4. Now, you could say, injuries, and that's going to be a problem for us. No, it's good. It's very good. And it's good on so many levels. It's good on the level. I'll probably do another video about this all on its own. The fact that we get the Hall of Fame game allows Hendon Hooker to play the majority of 4 games. All right? Or we get to see what the other quarterbacks we have. No, it's not going to be Jared Goff. I understand that. But that's a lot of reps. I mean, you're talking Hendon Hooker could throw 80 to 100 passes in the preseason. That is a lot of work for him, understanding the concepts. Here's another reason the Hall of Fame game is such a big deal. We have a new OC and a new DC, new offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. You're talking about an offensive coordinator who hasn't called plays since 2017, and he called it for 1 year for horrible Jets organization. You have a defensive coordinator in Kelvin Shepard that's never called plays. To get them that extra game, that's an extra 50 to 80 play calls. That's huge. Think about our offense. With Jared Goff, with Ben Johnson, multiple years in a row, we start slow. And Dan Campbell always is like, yeah, that's totally normal. I expect us to start slow. And he's like, we're still getting our groove. We're still getting things ready. Well, now you bring in a new offensive coordinator, and it's one of those things where it's like, oh my goodness, the extra preseason game. I understand that our starters aren't going to be playing in them, but it gives extra practice time to these teams. Yes, it's more chance for injury. I understand that. But it's also it's just more time to get your team ready, to get your team set, And I don't think we could ask for a better thing for a team that's trying to get ramped up for a very difficult early season schedule. There's some young players that they want to integrate. I could not be happier with it. All right, 2 good news. Very good news. All right, and we like to keep it positive here unless it's not. So happy to have it here. And thank you all so much for watching. If you like it, hit that subscribe button. Why not? Just do it, and we'll see you on the next one.